Hey guys, it's Claudia Fiorello. I am back with another video. I'm going to be having a makeup series, and for the first video, this is going to be how to get a job at a makeup counter with zero experience. So I wrote a few notes all last night just so I would kind of hit every key mark that I wanted to hit. So the first thing I want to tell you about a few places that I've worked at, almost dropping my papers. So I've worked at Dillard's, and I worked there for about 3 years, and I worked at the counter Armani and also YSL, and I've also worked for Macy's and Von Maur, not working for them, but I have like freelanced for them. And I also have worked at modeling agencies helping out with makeup there, and I also have worked at, well, I still do work there, I work at Walgreens. I don't know if you all know or not, but Walgreens is on its 2nd year of doing makeup artistry. If you want to see another video about that, you can list that below if you want to see that. I absolutely love it. We have testers and everything, and I do makeup there right now. I love that job because it's very flexible. I can also do a lot of my bridal makeup on the side, so I've kind of done quite a bit of makeup. I can't talk. So I've done several different things, and I hope to keep growing and growing from it because I've definitely learned a lot in the last few years. I am 22 now, and I did start doing makeup at 16 and actually got my first job at a makeup counter at 18 with zero experience. So let's hop right in the video, and I'm going to tell you guys how I got there. So when I was about 13 or 14, I would make YouTube videos, and it really intrigued me doing like makeup tutorials and watching makeup tutorials, so I always knew that it was something I wanted to do. I also did not go to college. I went for like literally like a week, and then I was like, this is so not for me. I'm very artsy and creative, and I knew that I did not want to do that. So one day I walked into Dillard's, and I asked somebody how you would get a job here, and they said just to apply online. So I went home that day and I applied online, and then a few days after that I went back in there and I went upstairs and I talked to one of the managers, and I asked him how my application was doing, and after that they set up an appointment, and then a week later I went into the interview. Something I think that's really important is to be very persistent, to go in there and actually meet them, and also to be very put together and wear black, because every makeup artist, pretty much every place, if they don't have an assigned uniform, they wear black. And it looks very professional. Also make sure your hair is very neat, you don't have super long nails, your nails are polished, and also make sure your makeup is on point. Who wants to hire you if your makeup looks like shit? I'm just saying. But that's something that you kind of go with, you can kind of learn. So anyways, so I went in there and I had my interview and I got the job, and for me, I honestly did not know too much about these high-end brands at the time. I was just using like L'Oreal and stuff like that, and yeah, I just didn't even know what I was really doing. I just knew I wanted to work at a makeup counter, and I had zero experience of really applying makeup on people. I just kind of knew how to do it on myself. So I went in there and I got the job, and I got the job to be working at the Armani counter, which I was super excited about. I knew nothing about it. I went home and I kind of researched all about it just so when I got there I kind of know what I was doing. But that's another thing that I want to say. If you're going to a specific place to apply for a certain brand, make sure you know what you're applying for. Make sure you know all about Armani, which I did not do, which I should have done, but I didn't know what I was even applying for. So if you don't know what you're applying for, make sure you kind of know all the key like brands, like kind of like in the area, know like a few facts about it. And if you are applying for like YSL or something, you want to know that it's an edgy brand. Maybe you should dress there to Dillard's being edgy, wearing edgy makeup, so they know that you kind of fit that part. Another thing when applying for a job is making sure your resume is on point. Even if you've never had like experience in makeup or anything, something they really do look for is experience in retail. And another thing that is all about makeup is sales. You have to have great selling skills, and if you don't have if your resume does not have anything to do with makeup, really kind of like cater it to selling. Like really just, it just should all be revolved around sales. I'm just looking at my notes again that I wrote. But just cater it to your sales experience. That's way they know you can sell at least their makeup products. Something else at some makeup places, they also want you to come in there and do makeup in front of, like on somebody, like in front of them. A really good piece of advice is to have like a friend that you always do makeup on come with you to be like your model. But in the future, like in a few years from now, like if you were to apply for another job and you've already had that makeup experience, it really shouldn't matter who you do makeup on, because you should be able to do it on anybody and any skin color, and it should be easy. But for the first round, if you're not experienced, I would pick somebody that you're close to, your mom, grandma, or whatever, friend, just to do their makeup on. It'd be a lot easier and it'd go a lot smoother, and you'd feel a lot more comfortable with somebody you know as well. Cosmetics companies are also looking for people that are very comfortable with themselves, are very, like, not very shy, and are willing to go out of their way to talk to people, because you're a salesperson. Like, if there's somebody all the way over there by purses, you want to go over to them and you want to go bring them in over to you, and you want to sit them in that chair, do their makeup, and at least sell them 3 products. And some people it's really hard to do, and I can talk to people pretty easily, but when I first started there, I was so uncomfortable doing this. Like, I was like, I can't do this. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, and I just felt very out of place. But as you do it and you put yourself in those situations, you get more and more comfortable every single time. So at the beginning I wasn't that great, but like towards the end I was really getting there, and it's really all about sales. So you want to make it like as believable as possible that you really like this line, that you wear it all the time. That's another thing. Whatever line you work for, you want to make sure you represent that line very well. If I'm working for YSL, I want to make sure I have the eyeliner on. I want to make sure like I'm wearing the crazy lipstick. And if I'm with Armani, I want to make sure I have like a classic look with a, like super dewy skin. And pretty much that. Same for like Bobbi Brown, Lancome, Estee Lauder. You want to make sure you're representing the brand, and you want to make sure you're wearing the product. So that's pretty much all of that. I don't even know what I'm talking about at this point, but I hope I'm giving you all some really good tips. And something that I learned from this whole experience is that everybody starts somewhere. So you don't have to have like a license or anything like that. You just need to look the part, try to do your own makeup, just come in there every day with a good attitude, willing to learn from everybody else. And that's something that really amazes me in the makeup artistry world, is that every day when you work with people, you constantly learn something new. Like, I constantly learn a new trick from somebody. I constantly learn all these different things, and it just really, it's awesome. So I just really like it, and I think everybody has room to grow. And I think anybody, if you put your mind to it and you really want to do this, even if you don't have experience, I think you can do it. Of course, anybody can do it. A good way to find a makeup job is you can go on Indeed.com, and you can type in like where you live, how many miles you want to work from, and you can like type in like makeup artistry or beauty just to kind of see. I see like on mine, when I typed it in earlier, there's like jobs at Dillard's, Macy's, Lancome, beauty shops, all sorts of things like that. And just apply for it and really be persistent and call them and walk in there and show them, this is like the skill I got, this is what I can do, and just kind of really like talk to them, and I'm sure you will get the job. It's pretty much that easy. Even though I gave you all a lot of steps, it's pretty simple if you're just very persistent and do not give up. Apply for many places and keep doing it, keep doing it. If they say no, go back like 6 months later, try it again, and I'm sure you all get it. And also, I know Dillard's, sometimes they don't have like open spots, but even if you all want to work like in a different department, or any place that's anywhere, if you want to work in a different department, you will soon be moved over there when somebody leaves. So that's pretty much all this video. If you guys have any questions or want me to do any other videos, list that below. And I really hope I kind of got my point across in this video. But I hope you all have a great day. Bye, girls.